Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Bolio. I am transmitting from Southern California and being up to date with our health problem that we're having right now, which is related to the coronavirus and its outbreak, and especially the fact that it is being extended throughout the nation and throughout the rest of the world. The question would be, can we do something to reduce or mitigate the effect of the coronavirus infection? Well, it turns out that people in Italy who have contracted the disease, some of them have had a very mild symptoms, and others haven't even noticed that they were having coronavirus problems. So there's things that, yes, things that we can do and that we should do. Now, we have to understand that a viral outbreak is nothing new. We've been going through this through millions and millions of years. It's nothing new. And it's happening today and it's going to happen tomorrow. So, more than being worried about what's happening today, we should be more worried about having a better immune system and being more prepared or more capable of resisting this and any other outbreak that might appear during the following years, because it's not going to stop. It was the Ebola, now it's the coronavirus, and who knows what other problem we'll be having next year or a couple of years from now. It will happen, but we have to be ready and we have to know that there are things that we can do, and they are related to nutrition. And not only nutrition, there's many things that we can do related to our immune system. What I can tell you is that many people who are following my program, they don't get sick. They don't fall with the flu or any other viral disease. That doesn't mean that they're immune to any infection. Obviously, we're not made of steel. But what is true is that they have better health. So there are many things that you can do to protect yourself from viral infections. So number one would be having a balanced diet, which is what I have always been recommending. But are there other options? Well, let's talk about this really important study. And it says that those whose immune cells consisted of 10 to 13% of natural killer, which is NK cells, did not succumb to the flu, whereas those whose natural killer cells fell short of 10% wound up ill. So it's really interesting because 9% people would have a viral infection, and 10% up they would not. So it's very important to have enough NK cells and also that they be working correctly. So how do you improve your immune system? By improving the function of your NK cells. That's why this study is so important, because now that we know that quantities are important, we have to see if there's any way that we can increase the number of NK cells and also make them more efficient. Well, it turns out that regular exercise is wonderful. In one study, moderate exercise improved NK cell function in cancer patients, which is the important thing is that we're not going to be only protected against viral infections, because the NK cells also protect us against cancer cells. And so that's going to be a double effect, double benefit. How much exercise? Well, just walking. When I was in charge of the critical care unit and we had people who were very ill, as soon as we could, we would get them out of bed and we'd have them walking around the bed. And this drastically reduced the super infections or the super bugs that they have in hospitals. And people who we were able to get out of bed and have them walking, they were fortunate enough to go walk home without any complications, in bacterial complications. So 30 minutes of walking, 5 days a week, and you will be increasing your NK cell function. Now there's a spice, it's called cardamon, and it's a relative of turmeric. This comes from India, and it's known for its potent immune boosting effects since it increases NK cell activity. This spice also has strong antioxidant and microbial activity, and so it effectively inhibits bacteria such as E. coli, staph infections, and Pseudomonas, which are known as the superbugs because a lot of these they have become resistant to antibiotics. And using this spice, it will help you protect them from those bacteria. So add them to your daily meal, add them to your soups, to your dishes, to your salads, and you will be obtaining better and a better immune system. Now, ginseng. There's different kinds of ginseng, or there's different kind of roots that are being called ginseng. The one that does help with the immune system is called Panax ginseng. So you have to be very careful when you're going to be adding ginseng. It's not the ginseng that you buy at produce. It's a ginseng that you buy in supplement form. And you have to be certain that it says Panax ginseng, since it augments NK cell activity and boosts cytokine production that lowers inflammation via polysaccharide called ginseng. What does this mean? It means that we're not only going to be protected against viral infections. If we do, for some reason, fall to the viral infection, the anti-inflammatory effect will help us have less stuffy nose and obviously less problems with our lungs. So we're having a double effect, and this is really, really, really important. Okay, melatonin. It turns out that melatonin supplementation increases the number of NK cells. Not only that, also monocytes in both the bone marrow and the spleen within a latency of 7 to 14 days. That's very important because if you want this to work, you're not going to take it today and see results tonight. You do have to do it on a daily basis, at least for 7 days. And I would recommend that you keep using this during this period of the coronavirus outbreak. And any time that you're surrounded or attacked by some other virus that's going to appear, it's a good idea to add melatonin to your daily supplementation. The dosage is you start with 1 milligram and you go all the way up to 10 milligrams. Being careful that it doesn't cause drowsiness during the next day. So the ideal point would be to have a very restful sleep, and then during the next morning you feel energized and you feel awake and alive. The recommendation is that you use it in liquid form, that you put it sublingual under your tongue, and you would start with 1 milligram and start adding it little by little until you get to that sweet spot. Okay, now probiotics. Probiotics. It turns out that beneficial bacteria found in traditionally fermented foods also boost NK cell activity. And those with low NK cell levels experience greater benefits from probiotic supplementation than those with healthy levels of NK cells. Should we take probiotics? Well, who knows what level of NK cells we have. And instead of going out there and asking your doctor to check your percentage of NK cells, why not just take the probiotics? I mean, that would be the most logical choice or decision for you to make. Now we're talking about kefir, we're talking about cheese, and that's also really interesting because aged cheese will increase the immune system in people over 60 years old. So guys, if you're over 60 years old, you'd better be taking all these supplements that I'm telling you. And it would be probiotics such as kefir or yogurt with live active cultures. And also add some aged cheese. Why not? Why not have our immune system rejuvenate? The other ones would be sauerkraut or kimchi. Also, crafted beer. Craft beer that has not been pasteurized. It also has beneficial bacteria, and there's a lot of options. There's also supplements in probiotics. So you have an array of options, and I would recommend that you add all you would add kefir, yogurt, and sauerkraut or kimchi. That would be wonderful. Miso soup is another one. You should add all of them. Now, we all know that, well, if you don't now, you will know that mushrooms increase our immune activity, our ability to defend ourselves from infections. And it turns out that one of the best molecules that help us do this is active hexose correlated compound, which comes from mushrooms. Now, this molecule demonstrated positive effects on immune function in humans and animal models, including decreased tumor formation, increased resistance to viral and bacterial infection, enhanced NK cell activity, increased T cell proliferation, increased nitric oxide release by peritoneal cells, and antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. So you're having benefit from different mechanisms. One would be a reduced probability of getting infected by a viral attack. The other one would be because of nitric oxide, you would feeling more energized. And the other one with antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects, that will help you if you do have the infection to have a less stuffy nose and less respiratory problems or less cough. Vitamin D. Turns out that a meta-analysis, which means that there was a question as to whether it works or it doesn't work. So what they did is they decided to check a group of different studies. They got together 25 randomized control trials. That means that they were very, very serious studies. They were made the right way. And these trials confirmed that vitamin D supplementation boosts immunity and cuts rates of colds and flu. Now, you can get vitamin D from the sun, so the recommendation would be, yes, go out and get some sun in your skin. But this study didn't talk about the vitamin D from the sun. It talked about supplements. So I would recommend that you, at least during this time of the year when we have the coronavirus outbreak, that you would take vitamin D, and the dosage is 1,000 international units per day. We don't need more, just with 1,000 units per day. We don't need higher dosages. You can buy them as a supplement form, and I would highly recommend that you add these to this time of the year. Not all year long, because in summer we're going to be out getting sun on our skin. But right now, because of wintertime, and especially because of the coronavirus, I would really recommend that you add vitamin D. Now, sleep. It turns out that not getting enough sleep, which for most adults is around 8 hours per night, will quickly decrease your immune function, leaving your system wide open for environmental influences, including cold and flu viruses. And missing just as little as 1 hour of sleep per night increases the expression of genes associated with inflammation, immune excitability. We don't want it to working excessively, and we don't want it to work slow. We want it in the sweet spot. It increases the genes associated with diabetes, cancer, and stress. So yeah, just 1 hour, guys. So be very careful. Ideally, you should not go to sleep after 11 p.m. We'll talk about that in another transmission. And now, if you guys are using whey protein, at this time of the year, I would recommend that you use undernatured whey protein, because when you do that, you're going to be receiving immune globulins that you don't receive with traditional whey protein. And this increases glutathione levels, which fortifies the activity of the immune system. So check it. Go look for undernatured whey protein. You don't have to take it all the time, but right now, when we want our immune system to be top-notch, I would highly recommend that you spend a couple of extra dollars and protect yourself with undernatured whey protein. So the recommendation is eat, sleep, workout, repeat. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can always set up an appointment with me. We would be working on nutrition to help you lose weight, to help you with other issues, and especially to help you have a better immunity. Please stay in contact, stay connected with me through social media. That would be Facebook at Dr. Bolio, Instagram at Dr_Bolio, and YouTube at Dr. Rafael Bolio. So guys, this is transmission that I should have done yesterday. I had some technical problems, but I'm finally getting it out today. I do wish you the best of weeks. May God bless you this week. And may you increase your immunity so that you don't have to worry about this new outbreak and any other outbreaks that we certainly will be having in our lifetime. Okay, guys, see you.